All right. So this is the story of why you don't fuck crazy. Okay, so this was about a year ago now. Yeah, about a year ago, right? So I met this chick. She was physically attractive from here up. I guess that in a minute. So I'm spitting that hot shit to her, whatever, and she was talking this, that, and other thing. So like, man, I tell you what, let's kick it. What we gonna do? I'm like, well, shit, I cook, I can cook. You know what I'm saying? We can go shoot pool, whatever, whatever. So in the midst of all this, she's telling me that she's a black bohemian. So I'm like, what the fuck is a black bohemian? Basically, she's saying she's a black hippie. I'm like, oh, so you into nature and all this shit? You do shrooms? He he he. So yeah, I love shrooms. I'm like, okay, bet it up. I got a little reach. I can make sure that we have a nature valley type of night. It's all good, right? So the red flag started immediately. I didn't pay attention. I'm like, shit. I kind of got desert dick. You know what I'm saying? She cute, so that'd be a good way to bounce back a little bit, right? All right, wrong. So the whole plan was for us to go to the store, go shopping. I drop off. She lived like right down the street, like walking distance. I could throw a football 3 times, and I'll be at her crib, right? Literally, not exaggerating. To this day, to this day. So first thing was I was like, yeah, we're gonna go to this store called Winco. She says, oh, I love Winco, which to me insinuated that she had been in Winco multiple times. Because if somebody said they love something, that means they had experience with it more than one time, in my opinion. You know, I could be wrong, but I doubt I am. So, first thing was I scooped up. She was looking cute, had a little tracksuit on, looking cute and shit. Like I said, very pretty face. But so take it to Winco, right? First strike right here. We walk in Winco and she look at this motherfucker like the first time you ever went in Toys R Us. You know what I'm saying? Like you look around like, oh wow, right? She does this face. I'm like, damn, bitch lied about going to a fucking store. That's fine, whatever. So I take her around Winco. The way it's set up, you walk in, you go to the right, and you see the drinks and shit. Then you go to the very back, and you start seeing produce. And after the produce, you come up on like these barrels that have like pecans, peanuts, like gummy worms, like big ass barrels. You scoop them up, pay for about a pound. Okay, so we get around to the very end of it, and it's some Lorna Doone cookies, like little small 2 packs of cookies, right? Okay. This motherfucking kleptomaniac ass bitch said, oh, I haven't had Lorna Doone cookies in a long time. She grabs 2 packs, puts one of them holes directly in her pocket, opens the other one up, and starts eating that bitch right then. And I'm like, like, bitch, you don't know what the fuck I got in my pocket, and you stealing. You stealing, right? So I was like, all right, whatever. I ain't tripping on that. I'm gonna donkey fuck the shit out this bitch for lying and for stealing. That was my whole thought, right? So we go around the store. I'm like, okay, I forgot what I made. It was probably one of my signature dishes, either stuffed shrimp or like some uh, green peppercorn, uh, steak au poivre, whatever it was. So we get to the register, right? I pull out my card. Why did she pull out a motherfucking black card and pay for my shit? It was 100 and some dollars. I was planning on paying for it, you know what I mean? But she paid for it. So now I'm like, you mean to tell me you just stole? I'm like, everybody hate Chris Dad now. You stole 120 cents worth of motherfucking Lorna Doone cookies? Why? Why did you steal? You don't know what I got in my pockets. Still. You steal the cookies, but yeah, you're gonna pay for all the groceries. All right, so drop her back off at the crib, and throwing my cooking shit. Like I basically got a cooking jersey, And anytime I do something good, I got to throw in a basketball jersey so I can be loose and get my thug thizzle on. She calls like, "You ain't done yet." I'm like, "No, but you walk your ass on over here, because it's gonna take me a hot minute. I can't move. You know what I'm saying? I'm cooking. I'm in the kitchen cooking. So she comes over, and the game plan was for us to eat, go shoot pool, and come back and do some shrooms because she said she loves shrooms too, right? All right. So after we eat, we smoke a blunt, we take a couple shots, and she's like, "Hey, let's do the shrooms now." I'm like, "If we do the shrooms, we ain't going nowhere because I don't know how the fuck you gonna act out in public. I don't know how I'm act out in public. You know, I know how I would act, but." So it's like, "Nah, it's all good." So we eat the shrooms. It was actually a chocolate bar. It was a badass chocolate bar too. It was built like a pyramid. It was all fancy and shit. So we eat this bar. I'm starting to feel the tingle in like 3 or 4 minutes. The minute I feel the tingle, this motherfucking bitch had the nerve to say, "Wow, I ain't never had shrooms before." As a responsible adult, I had to refrain from saying what I wanted to say, like, "Bitch, you lying ass, kleptomaniac ass, lying ass bitch. You know, I already had your 3 strikes." I'm like, you know what? I'm being adult. Let's just see how this play out. You know, it make for great content anyway. So I'm like, "I thought you had shrooms before." She's like, "No, I ain't never had them before." So in the course of a couple of hours, you lied about going to a fucking store, unnecessary lie. You stole some shit in the store, but you don't know what I got in my pockets, and you gonna steal. But yeah, you got enough money to buy $100 and some worth of groceries, and you lied about taking some fucking drugs. Don't ever, ever, ever make somebody introduce you to some shit you ain't never did before. That shit is not cool at all, right? So now I'm mad. I'm mad as fuck because I'm like, damn, the whole thing was, we was gonna do the shrooms and shit, probably hallucinate a bit, count the popcorn on the ceiling, then, have some gorilla shroom sex. So now I'm mad, but I'm starting to trip. Shit getting wavy, and I got like tapestries. I got like a Jack Skellington. I got like a sun and stuff. Real trippy shit. And she starts tripping. So I'm sitting on my bed. I'm furious. I'm furious, but I'm high as fuck. I'm smart. I'm furious. I'm the vein popping out my head right there. All I hear is doom 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 doom. Like for real, I really want to just but had to hold it down. And then she started tripping. And this is a black girl now. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she just started doing this fucking weekend at Bernie's dance, like, and started saying "Poppy Chulo" and all this shit. So I'm looking, sit on the bed, mad as fuck, but I'm high as fuck. So like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? She done already lied, she done stole, and she lied again, and now this bitch is wigging out. So I'm like, you know what? Anything that happens tonight, I cannot hold it against you, but you don't need to make somebody put you on some shit you've never done before, whether it's natural or not. It's just not cool. Okay, so this is around, I'd say about 7:30 p.m. at this point. We ate good. I was planning on shooting pool, then coming back and doing my thing. So now she's still tripping. I'm sitting on my bed. I'm mad as fuck because she's running around here. Now my bedroom is not equipped for fucking kids. There's corners everywhere. I got TV stands. I got a fridge in here. I got you know, the the, the, um, the bed frame. I got a chair. I had got a whole bunch of shit that's got corners. I'm not trying to babysit no grown person. And she steady wigging out. So then all of a sudden I'm sitting on the bed. I'm still high as fuck now. I'm mad because it's like it's going down. I'm like this stupid ass bitch. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, I can't even try to fuck her now because you don't fuck somebody that's inebriated. It's just like me going to a bar trying to hit on the drunkest bitch there. That ain't fair play. You know what I'm saying? That ain't how we do it. You know what I'm saying? That is beneath me. That's low hanging fruit. You know. So this point here, I'm still mad. I'm still high as fuck. I'm high as fuck. I'm smart. I'm up there, right? And then this bitch started going bipolar on me, like multiple personalities. So I am not exaggerating with how this shit went. It went just like this. So she like, and I'm not exaggerating. She actually did this movement too. She like, girl, we need to fuck tonight. I want to fuck him. Then she did this. Girl, we ain't no hoe. Like she's going from side to side in front of me. I'm sitting on my bed, like, and she going, girl, for real though, like shit, it's about time. We ain't had no dick in a minute. You know what I'm saying? He nice and shit, you know what I'm saying? He know how to cook, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see if I can make his dick get hard. Girl, we ain't no hoe. We ain't gonna do that. I done sobered up a little bit, so I'm like, this bipolar ass bitch. So I'm still sitting there, right? And then she comes over to me. I'm sitting on the bed. She comes over to me, like, gets on her knees between my legs. And I'm looking, but I'm high as fuck. So I start leaning back. I start leaning back and shit, like, well, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Show me some kind of consolation prize for being a fucking dingbat and make me put on fucking shrooms and steal it from the goddamn store when she didn't know what I had in my pocket. So she hops up again. Girl, ooh, I'm ready to suck some dick. Girl, we ain't no hoe though. We ain't gonna do this. So I'm looking at this bipolar ass bitch like, really? So she does this shit, then she started doing this fucking weekend at burning shit. Oh, Poppy Chulo. No, this black girl. Poppy Chulo, Poppy Chulo. And I'm mad as fuck. I'm so fucking mad at this point. I'm so mad. But I'm high. I'm shroom high. So it's like, man, this fucking bitch, damn, she cute as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how her ass feel. So she does this shit for a good 10 minutes. Now at this point, it's like 7:55. It ain't even crossed 8 o'clock yet. So she's still tripping, and I'm still mad. So all of a sudden, I mean, this is some rinse and repeat shit. She did this shit like 3 or 4 times, where she was, oh, Poppy Chulo, and started trying to act like she gonna suck my dick and shit. So at this point, I'm like, man, fuck this bitch. I'll just jack off later on. God damn it, fuck this. So 8 o'clock comes, she pops up, right? She's like, I gotta go get my daughter. Her daughter works at Raising Canes. Now we got a Raising Canes less than a mile from the house, right? So I'm like, what time you gotta go get her? I'll take you to go get her. She's like, I gotta go get it at 2 a.m. I'm like, man, it ain't even 8 o'clock yet. So then she started running around the room and shit. And she is making so much fucking noise that my neighbor thought that we was fucking like gorilla fucking, like I said I was gonna do. But you can't do that 'cause that's not fair play, right? So 8:05 comes. Oh shit, I gotta get my door. I'm like, look, man, I done set a fucking timer. I'm heat. I'm cussing at this point. I done set a fucking timer. Chill your ass out. Sit on the bed. I'm gonna take another shot. You don't need no more shots. You need to sit your ass down. Sit your $5 ass down expeditiously. She sit down for a half a second. Then she hops back up. And she does this whole thing again. Girl, you sure? You sure you don't wanna fuck? I really wanna fuck tonight. No, we ain't no host. We ain't gonna fuck nobody. Now the whole time, I don't think I see in my head is that fucking Nicki Minaj. What is that? It might be Monster. Like she yeah, I think it's her in Black China and shit. Like multiple personality type shit. And I'm still fucking furious because this bitch that made me put on a fucking drug that she ain't never did before. So now I'm like, man, okay, I'm starting to sober up a little bit. And as I'm sobering up, she started. I forgot what she started dancing and shit, like twerking and shit. And I get high again. So I'm like, nope, fight this shit because you're not gonna indulge this bitch and fall into her fucking spider web. We're not gonna do it. Okay, so now at this point, I just started laying on my bed, counting the popcorn on the ceiling, like I said I was gonna do in the beginning. Mad as fuck, but I'm still high. I'm still high. And she still running around. I'm like, man, I hope this bitch do hit her fucking head. Like I clean up the blood. Goddamn, it's funny knock her the fuck out right now. She steady, oh Poppy Chulo, and all this shit, right? So now, time to pass. It's about time to go get her daughter. So the only thing she worried about is her hair, because I don't know if that was a hair hat or what. It was like flat iron. It was I think she had like that gray, looking like Storm and shit. It was cute. It was cute. But we go get her daughter. She's like, "Do I look high?" Looking like Craig and shit. Do I look high? So I'm like, man, just chill the fuck out. I got this. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can go on with your daughter, or you gonna come back with me? Because at this point, I'm sobered up enough to drive. I'm like, man, I'm finna fuck the donkey shit out this bitch and teach her a fucking lesson. And I'm gonna make sure that everything's documented, so don't be no bullshit. So pick a daughter up. I'm like, man, as long as you chill out, we good. First thing she do is turn around to the back seat to her door like, hey, hey, baby, how's work? Sounded like a motherfucking tweaker. And I'm sitting there like, hey, boo, how you doing? I made some food. I made sure your mama got you a plate, blah, blah, blah. So you ain't got to worry about food when you get to the crib. She's like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm like, it's all good. I sound sober, but I'm still high. And I'm mad as fuck. 'Cause now this bitch look like she goddamn is an extra on the wire and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that bitch is the number one customer in the pit. So anyway, gets her crib. It's around the corner. I'm like, so you staying with your daughter? You coming to what? So she like, I'll be right back. She goes in the house, stays about 15. I'm like, man, fuck this bitch. I'm gonna leave. As soon as I get ready to leave, she comes out. I'm gonna stay with my daughter. I'm like, okay. It was nice to have met you. I'm like, it's a wrap. Go back to my crib, clean up because this bitch done left a fucking tornado in this bitch from falling on everything and dancing to my some poppy chulo and shit. I find this bitch's fucking ID. So the next morning she calls me, hey, I think I left my ID over there. Can I come? I'm like, yeah, come on, get it. She comes over with a little frou ass dog, grabs the ID and shit, right? So I'm like, never again. So a couple months went by, she reaches back out to me, right? I'm like, and I addressed everything. I'm like, man, do you realize what you did was a violation, a major violation? You never make a motherfucker put you on some shit you never did before. And your ass stole. And your ass lied. And she did some kind of Heisman stiff arm move, try to, you know, get me away from that point. But once I get to the point where I don't like you, I pay attention to everything. There's no fucking feminine nothing that can make me goddamn. Oh yeah, he. Nah, bitch, I ain't no fucking caveman. I'm smarter than the average bear. And most of the time, I think with my brain instead of my head. So she's like, well, can I make it up to you? You want to hang out sometime? I'm like, let me think on that. So I got we were actually texting. So put my phone down. I mulled over. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna gorilla fuck this hoe, right? So she was like, yeah, I did shrooms a couple times since then. I can handle it now. I'm sorry, blah 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 blah, whatever whatever. Matter of fact, I got some shrooms. I got a shroom bar if you want to split them. I'm like, man, nah, cause last time that was some bullshit. She's like, I did a couple times. She described shit. I'm like, okay, well, that does sound like she actually has a harness on, her actions. So I'm like, I'm gonna go really fuck this hoe. Fuck this. I took 2 spoonfuls of fucking whey protein. I started stretching and shit. All this type shit. So she comes over. All right, she comes over this time, and it was like, man, fuck going to shoot pool, none of that shit. We gonna do shrooms. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of it. That was pretty much game plan. We had a similar bar to like we had before. She took half the bar. Why this bitch started acting the same way she did last time? So now I'm sitting in the middle of my bed like, and I was gonna try to fuck her. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna fuck her because that's not cool. Then the other side of my brain said, man, fuck this bitch. Hate fuck this hoe. I'm talking about hate fuck her. Like really, really hate fuck her. Right? So I was like, yep, I'm gonna try to hate fuck her. And in the midst of all this, she's still acting crazy and shit. She danced like a motherfucking ballerina in my room. Now at this point, I didn't change the room around. It's not as many corners visible. And this crazy bitch is still acting crazy. So I'm like, yep, nah, it's time for you to go. So I forgot what she said. Whatever she said spawned me to be like, it's time to go home. It's time to go home. She's like, will you walk me home? I'm like, hell nah. I call you a fucking Uber. Now keep in mind, this is walking distance. But I was not gonna go nowhere else with this bitch. So now it came out like she didn't revealed her body. Pretty face. It looked like her body was built like a piece of toilet paper on 2 sticks. Like I don't know how she was hiding that. And ain't nothing wrong with everybody's unique. Blah blah blah. I'm not I'm not built like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger at all. However, at least my body's in proportion. It looked like somebody put a pretty face on a body and fuck and two stick figure legs. So I was like, nah, I'm done with you. And she had the nerve to be like, well, yeah, I mean, like just look at us together. We don't make sense together. You psychotic ass bitch. So the bottom line of this story is number one, don't ever fuck crazy. Cause had I fucked this crazy ass bitch to this day, I'd probably still be dealing with her. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she still stay right around the corner. Bum ass bitch apparently. Like she don't I ain't even gonna go there. Other point is, if you're on my end of it, make sure that you see a bitch's motherfucking file before you deal with them. Because, like I said, luckily I think my brain instead of my head because this bitch is so fucking crazy. And now she disappeared because I'm definitely gonna clown her. If I ever see her, I'm gonna clown her. Like I seen her at the store one time, and it was one of them days where you look good, you feel good, you smell good, got paid. You know what I'm saying? Like I was walking head up high, and I seen her in the store. She tried to hide from me. But she couldn't hide because she was wearing them same dingy ass motherfucking camouflage pants she was wearing the first time I saw her. And that hair looked like a motherfucking Thundercat and shit. Like it was just like you take a toy doll and you like comb the hair out and this shit be like nappy like a just like yeah. So bottom line is don't fuck crazy. Don't fuck crazy. For real.